Hello Aries, this is Kat's Real Life Mystic Tarot, and I'm here for a November mid-month 2019 pick a card reading. So the idea behind this is that it's a more personalized general reading. So hopefully you guys will like it. I have three piles here, number one, number two, and number three. And if you can just go ahead and scan your eyes over it, and if you want to just take note of where your eyes kind of linger or draw you to, that may be the pile for you, or use any method that you like to do if you normally do these pick a card readings. And in this pick a card reading, basically what I'm doing is I'm getting kind of the situation you find yourself in, just the most pertinent situation you have going on right now. How you are in it or how someone else is in it. It could be either energy, the advice, and also a relationship card that I'm adding onto that. So hopefully you have an idea of which pile that you like. If not, go ahead and pause the video. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number one. So in pile number one, I have for your situation the magical map shifter, shapeshifter, I wanted to say map shifter. So the magical map shifter. So basically what's happening here is there is an opportunity right now, like the veil's kind of thin around you, where you're going to get messages from spirit. It could come through a person. So be really open to what others might say to you, or any hints that come through someone. They probably don't even know they're giving you a message. Just a stranger or someone that you even know can say something, or some omens. If you pay attention to omens or messages, something can come through you. There is a message you need to receive, and you don't want to miss it. So when this comes up, this situation, this is at the time that you watch this, it's it's on the same day or the next couple days. It's not in the distance. So it is, keep your eyes open like pretty much immediately, guys. There's something that wants to come through to you. And so your energy in this, or someone else's energy, is Penelope Dreamweaver. This is an indication of someone that is a messenger. So I would want to say that this message will come in the form of a person. Doesn't have to have a feminine energy, doesn't even have to have a spiritual energy, but someone is saying, has some information for you that's going to open up a situation or open up your mind in such a way that you have a breakthrough. And yeah, so that's the indication here. It also can be that you may have a dream. If you are Penelope Dreamweaver, just as the name says, Dreamweaver, you could have a dream, you could have a message, you could have just an idea that breaks through, and you're like, whoa, that's so interesting, that maybe I can do that, or, and it can be, it's not indicating what area of your life this is in. If it's a spiritual message, or if it's a work message or a relationship message, can be any of those, can be just, a soul message, something for your development. But pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to omens, pay attention to anybody in your life that makes a comment that kind of sticks in the craw, you can't get it out of your head. What did they say? What did they say? It may just awaken something in you. The advice for this is snake spirit. Snake spirit. So snake spirit is really referring to healing and vulnerability. And what we're talking about here is actually the snake's vulnerability. The snake goes through a period of time where it sheds its skin, and it's very vulnerable to the environment and to any type of touch. It's very sensitive, very sensitive. So you're going through a period, and it's asking you to allow the vulnerability so that you can learn something in this process. So there may have been an incident, there may have been something that makes you feel vulnerable. Your tendency, Aries, might be to push through it, ignore it, fight it, and not allow it in. But this card is saying, in your case, and at this time, you may want to go through the trouble of being vulnerable, allowing yourself the vulnerability so that you can get the message and you can heal and become renewed. And that's what happens to the snake, is that he renews his outer coating. So you're going to renew yourself through allowing the vulnerability and the knowledge to come through. Whether that's the message this person is bringing or not, I don't know. It could be separate. Could be this could be something you're just going through, but it's saying allow the vulnerability. In a relationship, we're getting exchanging gifts. So by exchanging gifts, it's saying be aware of the give and take in a relationship. Be aware of how much you're putting in, how much the other person is putting in, and strive to have balance in this way. Strive to have balance. It is indicating that there is a relationship that needs balance in your life right now. And sometimes it's harder to receive. Sometimes it's easier to give. In this case, allow for someone to give to you, to help you. Allow for the vulnerability in this situation. And this, like I said, is an immediate situation for Aries. If you drew this pile, if this is the pile you chose, you have something pertinent right now going on. So that's the message for pile 1. I'll be moving on to pile 2. And pile 2, okay. For the environment, I have coming to life. Number 29, that's a master number, 11. Something is happening, something you created is coming to life, something you are involved in. Even yourself may be experiencing kind of a renewal of yourself. So something that you've invested in, whether it be yourself or your career or a relationship, is coming to life. It's experiencing a rebirth. It's revitalized. Energy has been put into it. It's giving off energy. It's taking off. If you had started a business or anything like that, you're starting to see the rewards. You're starting to see the response to something. Anything you may be doing, you're starting to see a response to. So this is the situation as we see it for pile 2. How you are, or how someone else is in your life. I'm trying to avoid the glare. And there it is. Let's see. Anyways, this is himself. And I want to say that this is a Mars energy. This is kind of your ruling energy, Aries. So this is full-blown Aries. This is creativity. This is passion. This is eroticism. This is vitality, strength, forward energy, aggression, all of those things. These things are either you or someone else in your life, and I want to say you, Aries, because it's you. At your best, you are all these things. You are vitality itself is what you are. So you're starting to feel this, I believe, or you can be inspired by someone else in your life that brings that out in you, or this new business brings this out in you. Like you are refreshed, renewed, revitalized as well. So, and the situation you find yourself in is that. I don't know what's gone on in your life, if you've made some personal changes, if you changed your job, if you, and you're just feeling invigorated. So, and keep that up. That's the situation you're in right now. And this is very much being in your own spirit, feeling yourself, being yourself. And it's a beautiful time for you. The advice. Okay. So the advice is the seahorse spirit, which is watch and wait. So what it's saying here is you may have initiated something. And I get that you've initiated something. It's starting to happen. Okay, so you did the foundation work, the main part of it. You have all this energy. Maybe at this point, don't over push this particular thing. Don't over sell something or that. You're capable at this moment to sit back a little bit and allow things to come to you. Like it's just going to come into you at this point. So once this momentum starts, it has its own energy, like a fire. If you've ever seen a wildfire, once it catches, it has its own momentum. It has its own weather. It has its own winds that it creates. So it's something that you don't need to add anything to. You don't want to be burnt by it, you know. Allow it to steamroll. It is coming. You got this, Aries. So yeah, so you can kick back a little bit now. Enjoy. In terms of relationship, I have a change in the wind. And this usually indicates, let me see if I can move my light maybe a little bit. Did that help me? Not really. A change in the wind. Okay, so a change in the wind means that the wind is shifted. You know, right before a storm, the wind shifts, starts to blow a different way. The air feels a little different. You kind of can smell the rain coming. Something in a relationship's kind of degraded a little bit, possibly. Like some things, you can sense that something's not connecting. Okay, so this always requires communication, requires gentle communication. You're at this point where you're high energy and that, so I don't know if this is the time for you to have, you know, a conversation may become heated, but realize, like, as with a storm, this will pass. Try to be gentle with it. Try to go with it. Don't try, you can't stop a storm. You can't muscle a storm back. If it's coming, it's coming. Allow it to blow through. Remain calm within its fury, I guess. But just saying, like, in your relationship, you're going to experience kind of, you know, like it's a change in the wind, a fluctuation. These are natural to relationships. There's just something that's shifting right now. It does allow for a clearing out, more understanding, and a coming together that's fresher, just like the fresh air after a storm. So allow it to go through. The advice for you, really, like it said, you have mountains of energy right now. It's saying you already put the time in for the creativity. You can chill just a little bit. Don't over push. In your relationship, allow the storm to go through. It will blow over, and you're just on the precipice. There's a lot of payoff for all the work you've done recently. Okay, so that's pile 2 for Aries. Moving on to pile 3, I have, the Dragon's Lair. So pile 3, so you're going into an adventure, and I kind of personally like the Dragon's Lair. I mean, who doesn't want to go in there and find out? You know, it's like going into a haunted house or going into something. I mean, sometimes you just want a little bit adventure, thrill, or whatever. A challenge, and this refers to possibly, like, you know, when you start a new job, it can be like the Dragon's Lair. You got to figure out who you can trust, who you can't trust, who's, you know, the dynamics of the situation. It can be a time when you have a new relationship that you're quite interested in, and you meet the family. Definitely can be a Dragon's Lair. You gotta figure out what you're going to be dealing with. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And even in business, you know, you're going into, maybe you're going to present your new product to a group of investors, you know, like Shark Tank. That's a Dragon's Lair for sure. They're going to ask you tough questions. It's going to be challenging. So you're embarking on something that's going to challenge you, and it's really exciting. So when I said, Dragon's Lair, I say it with a little bit of excitement. It's kind of, it's, you know, it's an exciting time. Okay, and who you are, or somebody with you, is friends. Can you see that? So the friends. So basically, this is a time when you can rely on your friends. They can rely on you. Don't be afraid to ask for a hand. If you need, let's say you need a job and someone works at a place you would like to work at, ask them if they can, you know, give a good word about you, or that they know you, or a reference. Anything, people can really help you, even if you just need, you know, someone to talk to. that's been through a situation or something like that. So in this case, you see like this kind of skinny fairy is lifting up kind of the heavier fairy so that he can experience the flying, flying. And in turn, the kind of chubbier fairy, I'm trying to get it so you guys can see it. Oy, oy, oy. The kind of chubbier fairy has light on his tail. He brings light to the situation. So together, they've created something. So don't be afraid to ask on the talents of others, even in your new business, your new whatever, to combine, because together you can create something better. And that's what friends are for. So you're going to be really lucky to have some good friends around you. Be certain to, really appreciate that, and be certain to ask if you need help. I know Aries isn't likely to want to ask for help or want to ask for, assistance because you're, self-reliant in that. But it brings joy to both. It brings joy to the giver and the receiver. It brings aid, and then you will get to return it, maybe not to the same person, but to someone else. So that's how things go around. So that's a really great card for you. So your advice is Bat Spirit. And Bat Spirit is a rebirth. So I think going into this dragon's lair is going to bring something to you that's a whole new start. A whole new start to your life. So there's something very much a breakthrough energy that is going to really shift the old you into the new you. The old you into the new you. There are things that are going to be left behind that need to be left behind. And there's going to be things that are brought out in you, qualities, traits that you didn't even know you had. So this is definitely a monumental time. Allow it, let things die. If you need to let things go, let them go. Just let them go. If in your gut you know that this thing has to go, then this is the time to allow that to be released. For your relationship, I have you, it says poised for a new start, a jumping off period. So if all this is about relationship, and it could be, you have a relationship, you're meeting the family, you're poised for a new start, maybe as a part of a couple, a married person, a family person. I mean, this is definitely a possibility for those that choose this pile. It can also be career-wise. You're going into the dragon's lair, you're pushing your product or what have you, or your abilities. You're your own product, and starting anew. So you're poised for this new start. So this is all kind of a death and rebirth. Stick to your friendships. They're going to help you with this in the more difficult times of it. It's not looking like it particularly, well, it's not easy, because challenges aren't easy, but they're also very rewarding, as you know. So, good luck, Aries. It looks like it's, a death and rebirth, a new start, can be in a number of situations or fields. So that's for pile 3. So now if we have time, see what time I have. I'm going to go ahead and see, are there any messages? Spirit, have any more messages for Aries? Wow, I'm having a very strange one. I'm just going to give you this vision. A can, a very large trash can. So I don't know, it's an I can do, I got that, like I can do. There's things I can put away in the trash can, I can let go of. I'm not afraid to let these go, and I can do it. That's the image I got. So for all, this is for every Aries. This is a time of change. This is a time of rebirth for all of you. It won't be that hard. For you, it won't be that hard. In fact, you're going to enjoy this time in your life, the challenge, because you're feeling up to the challenge. You're feeling up to really showing who you are and all your abilities. You want to see what abilities you have. You want to be challenged because you know you have this huge reservoir of abilities. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, Aries. So this is a November 2019 reading. It will be posted because it's an anytime reading for, you know, if you're drawn to this, you'll be able to do this, pick a card. And Aries, if you do like this reading, if it does resonate with you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a comment or share it, or, you know, whatever you can do would be so, I would be so grateful. It's been wonderful talking to you, and I hope you enjoy this reading. Thanks, Aries.